Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. The greatest player to play on the soccer pitch, Brazil's Pele, has transitioned, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tragic weekend. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you know I'm Rastafari Soldier here of Deep Roots TV. Hit the red subscribe button if you have not subscribed as yet. Greetings and salutations. Thank you for tuning in to Deep Roots TV, my nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad news in the soccer world. The sports fraternity is mourning as Edson Arantes do Nascimento has transitioned. We all know him as Pele. Born October 23rd, 1940, but came to be known as a single word in the sports world. Matter of fact, all around the world. Pele. I can remember as a child, ladies and gentlemen, hearing this and seeing this player. Absolutely magic. Brazilian soccer legend, Pele, winner of record 3 World Cup, died Thursday at the age of 82 at Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo, where he had been since the end of November. His agent, Joe Fraga, confirmed his death to the Associated Press, and his daughter, Kylie Nascimento, wrote on Instagram, "We love you endlessly. Rest in peace." Pele was in the hospital since November 29 to treat a respiratory infection that has been aggravated by the C-19. The soccer legend had also been undergoing treatment after he was diagnosed with colon cancer and tried to have it removed September 2001. Medical officials said he died of multiple organ failure as a result of the cancer, according to the Associated Press. Now, the Brazilian will forever be synonymous with the greatness, being called the greatest of all time. He won 3 World Cup, is one of the greatest goal scorer of all time, and jointly named FIFA Player of the 20th Century, along with Maradona, during a glittering 22-year career, and ensuring his wide consideration as the finest to ever play the game, ladies and gentlemen. Pele, the time in the sport cannot be summarized just by his statistics, his accolades, or trophies that he have won. Quite simply, ladies and gentlemen, Pele transcended the soccer, or what we call football, becoming the first truly global superstar with a level of fame that reminded nearly all these people right now, years later. He has retired over 40 years, and Pele was as popular as any of these young superstars, ladies and gentlemen. Pele changed everything about the game, changed and transferred football into art, into entertainment. The Brazilian star Neymar said on Instagram, "Football and Brazil elevated their standards thanks to the king. He is gone, but his magic will endure. Pele is eternal," said Neymar. Beloved from his cherry nature of bringing up level of playing football, delighted to a beautiful game. His skills, his sleeky skills, I should say, and an inherent creative streak helped soccer emerge from a rather dull period in which defensively the tactics were stiff. and it became the norm. Back then when Pele played soccer was brutal. The modern greats such as Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and other spiritual, philosophical descendants of Pele, who had the ever-present willingness to try audacious and raw skills to display his ability and made it work. He showed the magic of flashy footwork, exquisite ball control, the techniques, and he shows that skills and technicality could defeat brute force. He showed that his delicate moves and inspired thoughts would move the game to a different level and use his prestige and picturesque skill as a weapon to defeat the brutal defense. A worldwide audience got its first glimpse of Pele, ladies and gentlemen, during the 1958 World Cup. It was only at the age of 17, after a senior member of the Brazilian team appealed and applied pressure to the coach staff, Pele was brought onto the team for the later stage of the tournament and dominated. We got to recall his performance in the finals was spectacular, scoring twice during a 5-2 victory over the host Sweden, including a flick over the defender following a powerful volley that remains one of the finest goal highlights in World Cup history. It was impudent, mischievous, perfect, and helpful to clinch the title for Brazil, the only time a South American team has won the World Cup staged in Europe. The world was duly alerted, and international defense quickly realized that only way to stop Pele was to kick him. Soccer back then offered far less protection for the skilled player, and as the most destructive attacker in the world, he was the most obvious target. His next World Cup campaign were reined in because he had injuries. Brazilian managers defended its title in 1962 despite him playing a limited role, but they were bounced out of the group stage in 1966, with Pele again hampered by physical ailments. The argument will save the best for last. On the biggest stage of all, Brazil performed with a winning touch in 1970 World Cup in Mexico, was perhaps the greatest and graceful, a brilliant team led by the biggest star on the planet. Pele was only 29, and he had started declining physically, but that did not prevent him from destroying the competition. Brazil won each of its 6 games, capped by a 4-1 domination of Italy in the finals. The number of goals scored during his career varied depending on the score sheet. Pele counted 1,283 goals for all matches played, officially and unofficially. The genius is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Listed him as the most prolific scorer with 1,279 goals. This included the all-time leading scorer of the Brazilian club Santos with 643 in the official match. According to the club, 77 international goal tied Neymar's, according to the FIFA World Cup statistic, which Neymar's tied it this year. Despite attempted by the European clubs to sign Pele, Pele spent virtually his whole career with Santos, in part because Brazil had listed Pele as a national treasure. By this national treasure politically means that he could not be sold abroad, meaning them nobody could contract Pele. In his soccer twilight, however, he was lured to play in the United States, which he played for the New York Cosmos, the fledgling North American Soccer League, spending 3 seasons in the Big Apple and often playing in front of a packed crowd at the Meadowlands. For a time long with others imports such as Giorgio Chillingham, and helped turn the Cosmo into the hottest ticket in New York before American soccer first boom had fizzled out into what they call now bankruptcy. In late life, Pele became a businessman and a spokesman for a variety of companies, leveraging his celebrity status into an ongoing stream of earnings. Some in his homeland found the constant touting of one of Brazil's most beloved sons for a swath of commercials caused to be somewhat unedifying, but if nothing else, the endorsement kept him in the public eye into his 70s, long after he had hanged up his cleats. Those who met Pele routinely found 2 surprises. One, the truth and genuine warmth of the genius, and the other was his relatively slight stature. He was only 5'8" and not over muscular, because in soccer he will be immortally remembered as a giant in terms of personality, ability, and the impact on the sport's history. The legend of Pele is one of soccer's eternal story. Now, as you see all over the world, little boys and girls, if you're young to the game, don't know, the legendary Pele, he's arguably the greatest that ever played, ever will play. Me not care where no say about Ronaldo nor Messi. Me not care where no say about Mbappe. I am telling you the truth. Thank you for tuning in today, pros. Hit that red subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification button. From me a little youth a grow, from me little boy I know, the greatest player in this game happens to be one from Brazil. I wanna know his name. You probably did not know his full name, his real name. But like I'm telling you, the legendary Pele, real name, Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Do Nascimento. We're talking about Pele Edson Arantes do Nascimento. He's no longer with us, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest soccer player to touch the pitch. Straight out of Brazil, born October 23rd, 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, he have come to be known as Pele. And you know you're a superstar when you only have one name. The Nascimento passed away, ladies and gentlemen, in a hospital after a battle with colon cancer, ladies and gentlemen. My condolences to all the families and friends, actually everyone in the whole world, every little boys and girl who know Pele, or seen Pele, or have not met Pele. He is a legend that will live on in eternity. Them man you are like Bob Marley, you are guaranteed. Them man you are famous worldwide. You don't have to take no world bribe. So R.I.P. to the legend. Sleep in peace to the king. The real greatest. Thursday, he died, ladies and gentlemen, at age 32. Some people are saying 81. But it's obvious. Count it up. October 23rd, 1940. Jah Rastafari, I know. Today is Thursday, December 29, 2022. And the Most High have called home a legend. A real giant. A legend amongst legend. Pele. The great Edson Arantes, the Nascimento, has transitioned, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you, Pele, you're a general that have done your work. You have transcended the game for everyone on earth. If you don't know who Pele is, ladies and gentlemen, you must be living under the earth. And more life and more joy. The entire sports industry is hurt. Brazil cry as the soccer world mourns the legend of Edson Arantes do Nascimento. We all know the Brazilian legend as Pele. Hit that red subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Leave your comment. And more life and more joy and more happiness. Me no have a hope say Pele in a heaven. Well, no. Say Pele in a heaven. Big up yourself. More life and more joy and more happiness. Pele drop out. R.I.P. General. Yeah. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, aka Pele, has transitioned, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Pele drop out. Unfortunate, but we all know that this don't happen sooner or later. Yeah, Pele is an elder, you know. Yeah, I know.
How much of they use them all them send a dove cut ya? We bubble and the fire burn no longer. Bubble and the proofs for that say you can't turn ya. Fire king, Rastaman and a real fire king. Whoa, fire king, Rastafari so a real fire king. Yeah.
Pick up Deep Roots TV. Respect, make sure to tune in. We are every time.
Watching Deep Roots TV.